Now we are going to see how to retrieve list of students from MongoDB using microservice. So before going to see the example, I will show you the output of the result. So here localhost 8043 book list of students. If I am hitting send button and I should get these details. So these details are already available in MongoDB. So these are the details: ID, student name, student number, student address. I'm having two records only. So if you want, we can add one more record also. So these are the details available. For an example, these records are enough. And for this, how are we going to do? So using this, we have to do certain things. For generating project, we can go to https start.spring.io, and for achieving retrieving student details from MongoDB using microservice, we need first and foremost we need STS tool, and MongoDB should be available in your machine. And fourth one is Postman. Once you are having all these things, you need to follow the microservices structure. So basically what you are going to do is a project name you are keeping as a student. Project name you are going to create a student, and a main Java file student application will be generated. And next one is a controller. Controller is needed as per microservices architecture. And student object is needed. Student.java is needed. And your details are available in MongoDB. For that, a student interface you need to define. Student interface you need to define. That's all. These components, once you are having, then you will be able to achieve the retrieve students from MongoDB using microservices. So let us go back here. So first and foremost, what you have to do is you have to visit using Eclipse IDE also, or STS tool also you can generate. But the best practice is you can visit start.spring.io website. You can generate the project. For that you need to add dependencies also. You need required dependencies also you need to add. So where we can add means in this URL itself, there is an option to add dependencies. So let us visit this website, copy and go to your browser and type here. Yeah, this one will be opened. So this is the best mechanism to generate any project, Maven based projects or Spring based projects. So as I said, dependencies we need to add. So we need actually Spring Web is required. For this, what we are going to achieve is building web, including RESTful applications using Spring MVC, use Apache Tomcat. So inbuilt Tomcat also will be available. And next one is dev tools we need to add. Dev tools, Spring Boot dev tools we are going to add. Next dependency is you are going to retrieve the details from MongoDB. So MongoDB you need to add. So this one is the Spring Data MongoDB, no SQL. So we have added the required dependencies, and you are going to create the student project. So you can add student and form.student example, that is fine. So this is a kind of one package it will be generating. So now all we have added dependencies and we have created project name and project structure, and you have to select a Java, and latest Spring Boot is 2.6.2. When I am generating, I am selecting 2.6.2. In future this can be changed because latest updates available every time. So I am generating this project, and it will take few seconds to generate the project. Once project is ready, I think already generated. So you can see project is generated. Now what we are going to achieve is we have to visit where the project is generated, downloads. You can go to downloads and you can extract here. I have extracted here. Then come to STS tool. As I said, we are going to second step, STS tool. And STS tool already one project is running, and we can close the server. Now I am going to import, because you already generated. You can import the project, or you can select existing Maven project. Then browse, go to downloads and student project. You need to select, and form.xml it should be checked. Then finish. So it will take few seconds of time, because you can see bottom here, importing Maven project 9%, 60, 98%. Now your project is ready. So go to student project, and this is your skeleton. This is your structure of the project. So what we have to do is application.properties you need to write, because you are going to connect with MongoDB as well as the server port. One server port we need to add, server dot port equal to 8043. Next, spring dot data dot MongoDB dot database equal to, my database schema name is pool. So I will add, and spring dot data dot MongoDB dot host equal to localhost. This is quite common. And for MongoDB there is a port number. For that we need to add MongoDB dot port equal to 27017. This is the common default port for MongoDB. Now I have done. Now if you see the structure, you will be already generated student application.java is your main Java file. So using this only our Spring Boot application is running. Now you need to generate one package and one controller. So you can write one controller. So under this only, com.example.student.controller. So here you can create one package. Package is generated. Now class file. So class file is student controller. Student controller you have generated. So here is student controller. So student controller, for this you need to add REST controller. So that this controller will become, this is a plain old Java object, a Java class, and if you are adding REST controller, it will be acted as a controller, so that it will be supported for Spring Boot applications. REST controller added. And one more thing, one more annotation also you need to add, request mapping. This is the place you are going to add root map. So root map is student, and student I am adding, and request mapping is not recognized. You can add this one. Now before going to add retrieve the details from MongoDB, you just have to test a standalone one simple method. So for that what you have to do is one sample method you can take a public string hello method we can write, and return. Here I am going to write nothing, I am going to write simply hello student microservice. And here you need to give one annotation, that is request mapping, and path is hello. So this one you need to do. And in application.properties you already connected with MongoDB and student controller, student application.java. And now you can see, and for port number we have given 8043. You can see this is the 8043. You can give 8050, 8060, or whatever you wish, you can give it. Now just test whether simple method is running or not. Once that simple method is running, we can go for retrieving details, student details from MongoDB. So I'm just starting the server and it will start with 8043. Yes, it is started with the 8043. Go here in Postman. So as I said earlier, I have used STS tool. I have completed first step, and MongoDB also available, and Postman. So and dependencies also added. And go to Postman and just check. We have created only sample method. Hello method we have created. So this is the 8043 and root is student and path is hello. So this student path where I am picking, you can go in the controller. We have given student controller. We have given root path is a student and subsequent path is a hello. So these two paths we are giving, and you can hit now. You should get the value hello student microservice. See, we are getting hello student microservice. Now this sample method is running. That means we are ready for writing microservice. So microservice basic purpose is to achieve the code operations. We can create details in the DB or retrieve the details from DB or update details in DB or delete records from the DB. So now what I am doing, only retrieving the details from the DB. So what I have to do is get mapping at the rate get mapping I have to do, and list of students I will do it, and method name you can give public list. It is going to be student and get students. Again list student list equal to and a repository repos dot find all and list dot for each loop. It should loop the details. So system dot out dot println, and we are going to return. We will get the errors because we haven't created any Java object or any repository interface. So server is already started. We will stop the server. So now what we have to do is a student object we need to create. Again go here, package you can create com dot example dot student dot vivo package we will create. So under this vivo, this is a plain old Java object. You can create student object. This is the student object. So and MongoDB always treating tables as a document type. So you can give document, and table name is, you can visit once and check the table name is my student. So I need to give my student, and for this we have to write setter getters property values student properties values and all we need to create. Private string std name, private string std roll number or number, private string std address, and this is going to act as a id value. So you can give id because in MongoDB everything, every record will be having one unique id. So that kind of id. So here id is there above student name. This would be treated as a id. Student name would be treated as an id. So we have to give ID here. Then we have to generate one constructor also, public student, and this is going to be super. Now we have to generate getter setters also. Select all. STD address, STD name, STD number. Okay. So we have generated. Now we need a repository also, because it is required for the DB. So we have to give one repository, that is a student repository. Student repository. And this one will extend from MongoDB. Extends Mongo repository, and this is a student, and ID type is going to be string. So you can give string, so no error will be available. Now come to student controller, and required imports you need to ensure. So what are the imports means? We have created import com.example.student.vivo. So this is the one import. Vivo is small only, like this. So this one unused import. Okay, we'll see get mapping. This is a get mapping list of students, and this student we need to import automatically import. This is a util type. We have to list should be a util type, and next this is the import. And for this repository, one object we need to create, that should be auto void. So you can write here at the right auto void student repository we have created, and auto void should be imported, and the student also we need to import. Student repository already imported, and still we are getting error find all. So now we are done. Now our application is ready. Now you can start and see, you can run it. And before visiting Postman, you need to find out the path. The root path is student localhost 8043, after that student, after that list of students. Okay, like this you can start Spring Boot app. Now your application is ready. Then visit here, list of students. See, we are getting these details, and we retrieved successfully from the DB. Whatever you are having the details, we have retrieved successfully student name, student number, STD address. So using this one, get I have for retrieval get, for put means update, for post means you can retrieve, and delete means you can delete the record from the DB. This is how we are retrieving the details from the DB. So let us go back to our notepad, whatever we discussed. So these are the steps. If you are following, then you can easily achieve how to retrieve student details from MongoDB using microservice. First you need to, let us summarize. First you need to visit start.spring.io website, and STS tool you need to use, MongoDB you need to have, Postman you need to have, and dependencies you need to add. After that, project name you need to select, and student application controller student.java student interface. So So this interface is acting as a repository so that you will get the output. And this is how we are retrieving the details from the MongoDB using microservices. In our next example, we will see how to delete a record, how to create one more record into MongoDB using a microservice. Likewise, if we are doing, we will be able to achieve code operations. This is how we need to do it. Thank you.